Hi guys, so I hope you're all doing well today. So as part of my whole pattern drafting for beginners series, I want to give you some tips on pattern drafting that you will hopefully find useful, and also talk about the tools that you will need to get started. So before we carry on, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. That way you will know instantly when new tutorials come out. And also if you do enjoy this video, then please give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. So what I love about pattern drafting is the freedom to basically design anything you want, and that's actually what got me into it in the first place. So there are a few things I have learned along the way that I do want to share with you. So the first tip that I want to give you today, guys, number one, your final pattern is never your final pattern. And what I mean by that is when you draft something, you will have some measurements that are wrong, and sometimes your pattern pieces won't fit together. So don't assume that because you drafted it all, everything's going to be perfect. It is never perfect first time. Leading on to that, number two, don't ever cut out all your pattern pieces at once. Never ever do that. Why? Because like I said, your measurements will be wrong. So say one of your pattern pieces depends on another pattern piece. So for example, your waistband will depend on the total length of the waist of, say, your skirt. Don't cut out your waistband until you put the skirt together and you've measured it, and then cut your waistband based on that measurement. Number three, don't measure yourself. If you measure yourself, you're going to measure yourself incorrectly and everything you draft will not fit you. Number four, always use a pencil. Yeah, it's pretty obvious, but always use a pencil because you will make mistakes and you will need to amend those mistakes. You need to be able to rub them out and redo it. So always use a pencil. Yeah, and don't be afraid to make a mess. Your pattern pieces aren't meant to be like an artful masterpiece, okay? Like, cut things out and tape it back together and do more cutting and do more taping. And if your pattern looks like a very badly done repair job, then you're doing a really good job. Trust me. Trust me. So those are it for the tips, and now onto the tools that you will need. So the most important thing you will need with pattern drafting is paper. You can never have enough paper. I have rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls of paper. You will need tape measures, rulers. Yes, rulers, really important. You will need to make sure you have straight ruler, bendy ruler, and curves. But whatever ruler you do have, you will need to make sure that it will allow you to draw things at right angles, because right angles are really important in pattern drafting. And your cutting tools as well. So you will need scissors, obviously, but you'll need scissors for different things. So I have fabric scissors, I have paper scissors, I have miscellaneous scissors, and I also have rotary cutters. So rotary cutters are quite useful because they allow you to cut things out a lot more quickly. There are also other tools that you will need. So for example, tracing tools. You have there like your tracing wheel and carbon paper that you can use to like transfer darts into your fabric. Pencils, obviously, for drawing your pattern. Also a compass for drawing circles, which is quite important when you're drawing your bust radius, for example. Tape for sticking together pattern pieces. And your cutting mats. And I like to work on a cutting mat, even if I'm not cutting anything on it, because it just protects the table from, you know, pin pokes and all sorts. So definitely invest in a cutting mat, invest in all those other tools that I've mentioned as well, and you are basically good to go with pattern drafting. So as part of the pattern drafting for beginner series, I will be releasing videos specifically for beginners. So the next tutorial that I will be releasing will be on how to draft a basic bodice block. So yeah, guys, definitely subscribe so that you know when that comes out. So I will see you all next time. Bye bye.